Hello ladies and gentlemen, Rapid Chess here. Decided to show you a game won by Alireza against Mamedyarov, who is doing pretty well at this tournament. So the opening was nothing special, just a long force line where almost all pieces are traded, and Alireza pulled this off. And as you can see, he doesn't have a lot of advantages here, but he has some, of course. So material is equal, and black hasn't castled, but probably they want to leave their king in the center, and they have this bishop against this knight, and I'm showing this game because it's an example of how you use your bishop against knight in the endgame. Engine gives like minus 1.5. It's not. It's actually technically a winning position, but it's too complicated. And until the last move, White was balancing in between win and loss. Okay, so let's see what Firouzja is doing. His first move is rook to d8, taking this file. And basically he agrees to exchange all the pieces, and maybe not all pieces but the rooks, I guess, and have in the endgame a better bishop. Rook to d1, which Engine doesn't like him a lot. Engine proposes to play rook e1 and create this threat of playing f5. So if black castles, for instance, yeah, then you can still play f5, or if you play something like king e7, then f5 is a good move to trade some pieces, and so you don't have the double pawns anymore, and that's would be a better move. But he played this, king e7, and g3, a bit, for me, not the best move. You just give up all these light squares, and this bishop becomes even stronger at some point, and black can try to, create some bind against these pawns. g5, and knight to g2. So Firouzja thought that he can undouble these pawns, but create space advantage on the king's side and limit this knight. So obviously he will not capture this knight. He will play bishop to f3, very nice move, taking away this e1 square and basically winning the d file, which is extremely important. Takes, and h4. Alireza took. He could have played g4. This is my kind of move, but he definitely was thinking that this knight can be activated, and this one threat of checkmate in 2 when rook goes to c3, for instance, yeah, it's not enough really. So he took, maybe a good practical decision, and went back. Knight g3 and rook to d2. So black is not in a hurry yet. They don't want to commit to some strategical moves. Yeah, he wants to attack all these pawns and attack these pawns. Maybe run with the king to f3, and white is passive. White rook hasn't moved yet, so black has good position. b5. I'd play something like I don't know, king to d6. Will Engine hate it? Probably. But I'm just saying that when your king is so far away, you should probably think of how to move it. I'd play e5 also, a possibility. Engine suggests f5 is the best move, but b5 for me is a bit too harsh, because king is far away, and this bishop lost this defense. Of course you can move it to d5, but I'm just feeling like black's position becomes too loose. b4, stopping and fixing this bishop, so on the light squares. But again, could be dubious. So finally he moves his king up, rook to d3, and attacking this a3 pawn. So again, rook cannot move, and this bishop here now controls a4. White would love to trade at least something on the queen side, but Firouzja is not letting his opponent. Knight d3, f5, king f1, and rook to b3. So rook is extremely active, yeah, and with these rooks it's hard to believe that white can actually hold this. Check, king e5, moving in, and bishop to e4. It's potentially it could be dangerous for this f3 moves, yeah, so that if you take here, then you have to watch out for this knight jumps, yeah, but in this position I don't see any good knight jump for white. They even cannot capture this pawn on f5 because king will recapture it. So so he played this, and he moved back, I think. f4. Engine says that it's a mistake and suggests that king should just go towards these pawns to the queen side, and says that these pawns are okay. But Firouzja wants to combine his threats here. He wants to play king f3, bishop d3 again, and maybe find some rook maneuvers. A lot of ideas actually for black here. a4. Actually, Mamedyarov makes the best move. Just trading. Rook a6. King f3, the best move. Threatening rook b1, checkmate. He moves the king. Check. And takes the pawn. Again, the position technically is waiting for black, but with the knight you can, always find some way out. Actually, engine is not. Engine is saying that white can trade the knight, give up the knight for 2 pawns, and play for this endgame against rook and bishop, which is drawn. But for like human, when they have position like this, I think automatically they continue fighting with the knight. Yeah, they not that easy to give up the knight for a pawn and play this endgame very dull. But that's what engine says us to do. Knight c3. Bishop d3, and threatening this. And in this position, Mamedyarov should have taken here, taken this, and this position is a draw, even especially with this pawn. But he had seconds. He played king to h3, just saving his knight. And after bishop to c4, engine says that black is winning. Yeah. They will attack the knight eventually and threaten also this checkmate on a2, and this pawn also is protected. So unfortunately, in this position, white resigned, because if you capture this way, then it's mate in 1, and there is no good move here for white. Good win by Alireza. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.